So good day everyone, my name is James Acid M. Pasaporte, and today we are going to talk about the International Monetary System, the advantage of gold standard, and the role of International Monetary Fund. So first, what is International Monetary System? The International Monetary System is a set of convention and rules and support cross-border investment, trades, and reallocations of capital between different countries. These rules defines how exchange rates, macroeconomics management, and balance of payment are addressed between nations. So, ibig sabihin, the international monetary structure was reformed after the North Atlantic financial crisis of 2008 to 2009. So, the international monetary system, as what I have said earlier, is a system refers to the set of rules, convention, and institutions that govern how the countries exchange currencies and conduct financial transactions on a global scale. It involves mechanisms of determining exchange rates, managing currency reserves, and facilitating international trade and investment. So major components include exchange rate regimes, institutions like the International Monetary Fund, and agreement that influence the flow of money among nations. The system has evolved over time with various countries adopting different approaches to manage their currencies in the international area. So next is, what is the functions of International Monetary System? First is, it facilitates the free flow of different currencies in the open market. So at what I have said earlier, the International Monetary System, or known as IMS, indeed facilitates the free flow of different currencies in the open market. It involves mechanisms such as foreign exchange markets where currencies are bought and sold, allowing nations to engage in international trade, investment, and financial transactions. Exchange rates, influenced by market forces, play a crucial role in determining the value of currencies and contribute to the fluidity and the global financial system within the framework of IMS. And next function is the restrict intervention from government of central banks only in cases of currency stabilizations. So the International Monetary System generally aims to limit interventions from governments and central banks in currency markets. Many countries participate in floating exchange rate systems where market forces largely determine currencies, values, and its values. So this reduces the direct involvement of authorities in manipulating their currency values for economic advantage. However, some countries for fixed or pegged for exchange rate system. So where governments may intervene to maintain in the desired rate. Overall, the IMS often encourages a degree of market-driven flexibility while allowing nations to adopt various exchange rate policies based on their economic strategies. So the third function is facilitate global trade of goods, services, and money, of course. This system, which is the International Monetary System, facilitate global trades of goods, services, and money. So for further explanation, as what I have said earlier, and I already explained, it involves the mechanisms such as exchange markets where currencies are bought and sold, allowing nations to engage in the international trade, investment, and financial transactions. That is why the market is involved. So the next function, which is I think the fourth function, and the fourth function is to maintain a system that regulates the exchange rates through the forces of the market and not by the particular institution or organization. So the International Monetary System, or the IMS, regulates exchange rates through market mechanisms, which means in floating exchange rate system, rates are determined by market forces of supply and demand for currencies. Government and central banks may still influence rate directly through the monetary policies. In contrast, fixed or pledged exchange rate system involve direct invention by authorities to maintain the established rate. The IMS provides a framework where market dynamics and government policies interact to determine exchange rates, influencing a global trade and financial transaction. So that is all about the International Monetary System. So next, we are going to talk about the advantages of gold standard. So the advantages of gold standard. The gold standard is a simple monetary standard that promotes public confidence due to its intrinsic value and convertibility into gold. Its function automatically changes in gold reserves lead to corresponding changes in the supply of money. So the gold standard also ensures international price stability and exchange stability between countries, which is necessary for the development of the international trade and the smooth flow of capital movement among the countries. So first advantage is the simplicity. Second is public confidence. Third is automatic working. Next is price stability, and the last is the exchange stability. So the simplicity, gold standard is considered to be a very simple monetary standard. It avoids complications of other standards and can be easily understood by general public. Further explanation about the gold standard and its history. So historically, gold standard promoted public confidence in a country currencies. Under a gold standard, a nation's currencies are directly tied to a specific quantity of gold, providing a tangible and stable backing. These connections instill confidence as people believe in the intrinsic value of gold, which is turn supports the value of currency. So the gold standard also has a drawbacks such as limited flexibility in corresponding to economic fluctuations. Modern economic have transitioned to more flexible money systems, but the historical association of gold, which is stability, still influences perceptions of confidence in monetary arrangement. So the gold standards is often considered simple, understand due to its straightforward principle. Under this system, a country's currency is directly tied to a specific quantity of gold. Each unit of currency represents a defined amount of gold, creating a clear and tangible connection between money and precious metal. So next is the public confidence. Gold standard promotes public confidence because gold is a universally desired because of its intrinsic value. All kinds of no gold money, paper money, token, coins, etc. are convertible into gold, and total volume of currency in the country is directly related to the volume of gold, and there is no danger over issue country. So ibig sabihin, gold is universally desired because of its intrinsic value. As what I have said earlier, all kinds of no gold money, just like paper money and token, are convertible into gold. So ibig sabihin, the gold also be converted into money, but with higher value. So next is automatic working. Under gold standard, the monetary system functions automatically and requires no interference of the government. give the relationship between gold and the quantity of money exchanged in gold reserve automatically lead to corresponding changes in supply of money. And next is the price stability. Gold standard ensures internal price stability. Under this monetary system, gold forms the currency base, and the price of gold do not fluctuate much because of the stability in the monetary gold stock of the world, and also because the annual production of gold is only a small fraction of world's total existing stock of monetary gold. As what I have said earlier, the function of monetary system is indeed facilitate a free flow of different currencies in the open market, which means that the IMF do not let, or it maintains the it maintains the price stability and do not just let the fluctuations from time to time. So it also includes the major components include exchange of rate regimes, institutions like in the international monetary system, and the agreement that influence the flow of the money among the nations. Next is we are going to talk about what is the role of the IMF, or the International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank. So first is the International Monetary Fund, or known as IMF, and the World Bank share a common goal of raising living standards in the member countries. So their approaches to achieve these shared goals are complementary. The IMF focuses on macroeconomics and financial stability, while the World Bank concentrates on a long-term economic development and poverty. So, for further explanation, the IMF, or the International Monetary Fund, the role is an international organizations that aim to promote global monetary cooperations, exchange rate stability, balanced trade, and economic stability. It provides financial assistance to the member countries facing a balance of payments problems, and offers policy advice to help them address economic challenges. And its function is the IMF monitor the global economy and provide economic analysis and policy advice, and also it offers financial resources to member countries when it's needed. So it also plays a crucial role in prevention and resolution. And next is the World Bank. So the World Bank role, the World Bank is an international financial institutions that focuses on providing financial and technical assistance to developing countries. Its primary goal is to reduce poverty and support sustainable development projects. So its function is the World Bank provides loans, grants, and expertise to help developing nations implement projects in areas such as infrastructure, health, education, and environmental sustainability. It also conducts research and offers policy advice to address development challenges. So next is we are going to talk about the history. So the history of the International Monetary Fund. So the International Monetary Fund was legally established in 1945 and was started with the 29 members. So more members joined as time passed, but the Cold War did prevent potential membership growth as the Soviet Union. Many of its allies and its clients stated that they didn't join in the 1970s. The International Monetary Fund started to assist poor countries with concessional financing, offering financing terms more favorable than what the private market offers. So the fall of the Soviet Union and the dissolution of the communist bloc resulted in the ability of more states to join in the International Monetary Fund, and it achieved nearly universal membership in 1990s. So today, the international is attempting to help create stability during the ongoing globalization. So as what I have said for further explanation, and in simple words, they struggle at first because of the Cold War, but still day by day the members grow. So today the IMF is attempting to help and create stability during the ongoing globalization process. And next is we are going to talk about the International Monetary Fund goals. First is the International Monetary Fund engages in surveillance of economic and financial policies on a national, regional, and global basis to track the economic stability of the international system. It helps identify problems so they can ideally be handled by the member states before they slip into crisis. So yes, that's correct. The International Monetary Fund, of course, they monitor the price stability, the price, especially the fluctuations, for them to maintain the price stability. Of course, they do that for their members. And then next is the technical assistance of the IMF also provides technical assistance to the middle and low income classes of countries, which involves help with macroeconomics policies. Macroeconomics policies are concerned with the big economic picture of an economy, such as states' unemployment, growth rate, GDP, and inflation. So technically, assistance is also provided to help create and implement programs to reduce poverty, manage and reduce debt, and spur economic growth. So next is the IMF will send a team to Kuwamis country to provide training in key economic areas, including central banking, monetary policy. So the International Monetary Fund, they send a team to a Kuwamis country to provide training, of course, for the economic areas, including central banking, and for them to learn what is international monetary policy. And of course, it is also included the taxes, tax policies, tax rates, and administration and collection, and the use of economic statistics. So the International Monetary Fund may even bring in short-term and even long-term specialists who reside in the countries and work side by side with its officials. So next is the lending. So what is the connection of lending in the International Monetary Fund? So first, the International Monetary Fund is also serve as a lender to its members. So when we say lenders, they are the last resort as a giver of like supply, the money supply to its members. For example, in terms of crisis, its members they can easily go to, or they can easily go to International Monetary Fund they can easily go to International Monetary Fund and request for a cash assistance. So, but remember, only its members. So, members go to the International Monetary Fund, for example, loans, when they can't find favorable loan terms through the other avenues. So, two general types of financing are available to Kuwamis country. The IMF provides loans to help economies. The fund may be used to rebuild the country's cash reserve, stabilizing and erratic currency, or pay for imports. Or what I have said earlier, in times of crisis, members of International Monetary Fund can go to IMF and and request some cash assistance. For example, they can loan, so it means that the IMF serves as their last lender of resort. So the IMF also loan funds to low income countries to help develop economically and reduce poverty. So it states that even poverty and for the economic growth, IMF also give some assistance to them. So so remember guys that even poverty, when there is a country who experience poverty, they can easily go to their last lender of resort, which is the IMF. And next is the IMF mandate. So the IMF promotes global macroeconomics and financial stability and provides policy advice and capacity development to support and help countries build and maintain strong economies. The International Monetary provides short and medium terms loans to help countries that are experiencing unbalance of payments problem and difficulty meeting international payment. So obligations of IMF loans are funded mainly by quota contributions from its members. IMF staffs are primarily economists with wide experience in macroeconomics and provide policies. So for wider explanation, but in simple words though, so the IMF, its mandate is to maintain the price stability and the financial stability, and they also serve as the last of lender resort to the countries or to its members, which are the countries that are low in income. So the World Bank mandate promotes long-term and economic financial development and poverty reduction by providing technical and financial support, help countries implement reforms or projects such as building schools, providing water and electricity, fighting disease, and protecting the environment. World Bank assistance is generally long-term and is funded by member country contributions and by issuing bonds. World Bank staff are often specialists on specific issues such as climate change or sectors as educators. So that's the financial support. The World Bank provides financial support resources of developing countries to develop in form of loans and grants. So also the central banks, they also offers loans but for the long term. So the only difference of IMF and the central bank is the IMF is for short term financial support, and the central bank is for the long term financial support. These funds are often directed towards projects and programs that aim to improve infrastructure, as what I have said earlier, for the buildings of schools, which means education, health, and also healthcare and other key sectors contributing to long-term development. So the technical assistance, in addition to financial assistance, the World Banks offer technical expertise and knowledge sharing. This involves providing advice, conducting research, and offering guidance on implementing effective policies and projects to address developmental challenges. So the World Bank incorporates a focus on environmental sustainability in its project. So this includes support for initiatives that promote clean energy conservation and sustainable natural resource management, contributing to the long-term health. So in conclusion, or in other words, but in simple words, the difference between the IMF and the central banks is the IMF is just for long-term financial support, while the central bank they support the World Bank, I mean, not the central bank, the World Bank support for the long-term financial support, which it also, for example, they support long-term financial support for the improvement of infrastructure, just like buildings of schools. And that's all, guys. Thank you.
So good day everyone. Good day sir. So I am from Group 6. My topic is all about the International Monetary Fund. So when we talk about the International Monetary Fund, the IMF came into existence in December 1945 with 29 members countries, and the institution first normal years the operation of the French become the first nation to borrow from the International Monetary Fund. Now, I discuss to you the purpose of the International Monetary Fund are as follows. So, first, the International Monetary Fund is to promote international monetary cooperation through a permanent institution which provide the machinery for consultation and collaboration on the international monetary problems. So the second one is to facilitate the expansion and balanced growth of the international trade, contribute thereby the promotion and the maintenance of high level of the employment, the real income, and the development of the productive resources of all the members as primarily objective of economic policies. So that is the second purpose of the International Monetary Fund. And the third one is to give confidence to members by making the general resources to fund temporarily available to them under adequate safeguard, thus providing them with opportunities to correct milad adjustment in their balance of the payment without resulting to measure destructive of the national or international prosperity. And the fourth one is in accordance with the above to shorten the duration and lessen the degree of the disequilibrium in the international balances of the payment of members. The fifth one is to assess the establishment of the multilateral systems, payments in respect of the current transactions between the members, and the elimination of foreign exchange restrictions which hamper the growth of the world trade. So, and the last one is the accordance with the above to shorten the duration and lessen the degree of the disequilibrium in the international balances of the payment members. The International Monetary Funds or the IMF current role and the major challenges and opportunity. So the world is changing from COVID-19 and climate change to digitalization and diverging demographics. The IMF member countries are confronting the new challenges. So the impact of these challenges are being felt unevenly across countries and will inevitably play out in their balance of payments, potentially undermining global economic growth. So since ang ubang country nakabutang man siya sa pag-abot ani nga mga challenges ning sa COVID-19, digitalization, so naay possibility nga dili to sila kabayad kay tungod ani nga mga challenges. So the affected ang ilang economic growth. So dili siya stable. So mahimo siyang unstable ang global economic growth or global economic stability. And the challenges facing international monetary member countries are consultant involved. It is therefore important that the fund also revisit its policy advice, lending activities, and capacity building to see whether this should be adopted selectively and what ways to meet the evolving needs in the membership, ongoing effort and establish a resilience of the sustainability. Trust are the instant in the build the historic 2021 SDR allocation of $650 billion and meets the longer-term financing requirements of the members of greatest need as they adjust to a rapidly changing world. So these challenges and opportunity are interrelated, have a different impact on various countries depending on their specific circumstances and their global economic context. The International Monetary Fund works with its members, but with its member countries to address these challenges on a case-by-case basis through broader policies discussion. Directional change. Directional change, despite concern at the time, this innovation did not change the fundamental character of the fund as a monetary institution concerned with ensuring a viable and sustainable balance of the payment as a prerequisite for microeconomic and financial stability. So the International Monetary Fund has also incorporated sustainability concern, including environmental sustainability, into its policy, discussion, or lending programs. So this is the directional change. Challenges ahead. As the world emerges from the pandemic, traditional short to medium term financing shock will unfortunately recur sharper than unexpected monetary tightening in the face of the inflationary pressures in the advanced economies will, for example, have a spillover effect on the balance of payment on the emerging market countries. Countries with a high debt burdens will need to work avert fiscal and financing crisis. And the large commodity exporters, the importers will need to continue to build resilience to large price swings. So during the pandemic, played a crucial role providing the guidance, financial support, and the policy recommendation to its members countries during the pandemic. But addressing these challenges required ongoing adaptation and collaboration with other international institutions and governments. The International Monetary Fund's strength and opportunities. So, the International Monetary Fund is an international financing institution that plays a crucial role in the maintaining global monetary stability and promoting economic growth and stability among its member countries. Here are the some of the strength and opportunity associated with the IMF. The strength, the global reach and the membership of the IMF boasts the nearly universal membership with 190 plus members countries as of my last update in the September 2021. This is extensive membership gave the IMF a broad reach and the influence across the diverse economy. So, and the second one is the financial resources. The International Monetary Funds manage substantial financing resources that can be used to provide financial assistance to member countries facing balance of payment problems or other financial crises. This can help stabilize the economies and prevent widespread financial contagions. And the last one of the strength is the policy advice. So the policy advice, the International Monetary Fund offered economic policy advice to member countries drawing on its vast pool of economic expertise. This advice covers a range of issues from fiscal and monetary policies to structural platform. That is the strength of the International Monetary Fund. So for now, let's proceed to the opportunity. So, the opportunity, performing governance, there are ongoing discussion about the governance structure of the International Monetary Fund or IMF. Opportunity exists in enhance the representation of the voice emerging and developing economies, ensuring that the decision making reflect the changing global economic landscape.
214 raman to.
And the second one is the exclusive growth. So when we talk about the exclusive growth, the IMF can further focus on promoting policies that lead to more exclusive and sustainable economic growth. This includes that addressing income inequality, gender disparities, and environmental sustainability. the International Monetary Fund strength and opportunity position is to play a crucial role in addressing economic challenges and promoting a global financial stability and development. And that's the strength and the opportunity of the International Monetary Fund. And again, my name is Jeremon Durango Simbahon from Group 6. Thank you.
Good day, sir. My name is Demetri Martin. I am the next reporter of this group. My topic assigned is Philippine Monetary Policy during pandemic. The Philippine monetary policy during the pandemic has been focused on supporting economic growth while maintaining price stability. The Central Bank, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, has implemented several measures to support the economy, including cutting interest rates. When the gravity magnitude of the pandemic first came to the fore, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas acted swiftly and decisively to contain the economic fallout. As early as February 2020, before the first local virus transmission was even confirmed, the Monetary Board cut the policy rate by 25 basis points. By the end of 2020, the policy rate was cut by another 175 bps, bringing the cumulative reduction to 200 bps from 4% to a record low of 2%. These interest rate cuts were aimed at making borrowing cheaper for businesses and individuals, with the goal of stimulating economic activity and providing much-needed liquidity to support the economy. During challenging period, lower interest rates encourage borrowing, investment, and spending, which can help counteract the economic slowdown caused by the pandemic. Overall, the BSP monetary policy actions during the pandemic were designed to strike a balance between fostering economic growth and ensuring price stability, which are essential goals for any central bank in a crisis situation. Next is providing liquidity support. The BSP has implemented various measures to ensure that there is enough liquidity in the financial system, including reducing the reserve requirement for banks and providing additional funding through its lending facilities. By implementing these measures, the BSP aimed to ensure that there was enough liquidity in the financial system to support lending and economic activities. The provision of liquidity is crucial during a pandemic when financial stress and uncertainty can lead to a shortage of funds for businesses and individuals. These actions were part of central banks' broader efforts to stabilize the financial system and support economic growth in the Philippines during a challenging period. Next is purchasing government securities. The BSP has also been buying government securities to support the government's financing needs and to help keep interest rates low. Despite these measures, the BSP faces several challenges in implementing its monetary policy during the pandemic. However, the central banks faces challenges in striking the right balance between supporting the economy and addressing inflation concerns, managing external influences, coordinating with fiscal policy, and adapting to the evolving nature of the pandemic. So these challenges highlight the complexity of implementing effective monetary policy during a crisis like the COVID-19 pandemic. The challenges faced by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas implementing its monetary policy during the pandemic include inflation. Disrupted global supply chains have led to inflationary pressures on commodity prices. The BSP must carefully balance its goal of supporting economic growth the with the imperative of maintaining price stability to prevent excessive inflation. Next, a quick economic growth. The pandemic has caused a significant contraction in the Philippine economy, which has weakened the effectiveness of monetary policy. The BSP needs to find ways to stimulate economic growth while maintaining price stability. So, Philippines, which has diminished the effectiveness of monetary policy. The BSP needs to find ways to stimulate economic growth while still ensuring that inflation remains under control. Fiscal constraints. So, the BSP needs to work closely with the government to ensure that its monetary policy measures are effective in supporting the broader economic goals of the country. The BSP ability to support the economy through monetary policy is constrained by the government's fiscal limitation. Close coordination and collaboration between the central bank and the government are essential to ensure that monetary policy measures are effective in achieving the broader economic objectives of the country. These challenges reflect the intricate and multifaceted nature of economic landscape during the pandemic, where the central bank navigate between economic growth, price stability, and fiscal constraints to provide effective support to the economy. Philippine monetary policy after pandemic. As the Philippines continues to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, the country's monetary policy faces new challenges. Here are some of the challenges that the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas may face after the pandemic. First is inflation. Management. The BSP will need to continue to manage inflationary pressures that may arise as the economy recovers. The central bank will need to be vigilant in monitoring commodity prices and consumer demand to ensure that inflation remains under control. So, BSP need to vigilant in managing potential to inflationary pressures that may arise during the recovery phase. This involves closely monitoring commodity prices and consumer demand to ensure that inflation remains within the desired range. Striking the right balance between economic growth and price stability is crucial. Second is interest rates. Um, so this so these rates balancing interest rates is a delicate task that BSP needs to consider when and how to adjust interest rates. It may need to keep rates low to stimulate economic growth, but at the same time it may need to consider rising rates if inflationary pressures become a concern. This decision must be carefully timed to avoid disrupting the ongoing economic recovery. So the last one is financial stability. So the pandemic has highlighted the importance of maintaining a stable financial sector. So the BSP will need to continue monitoring the health of financial institutions and markets. If any vulnerabilities of risk arise, it should take appropriate measures to ensure that the financial system remain stable. This includes implementing regulatory measures to address potential issues and safeguarding against financial crisis. Next is government. Given the significant debt incurred by the government during the pandemic, close collaboration between the BSP and the government is necessary to ensure that the country's debt remains sustainable and does not pose a risk to financial stability. Last is digitalization. With the acceleration of digital payments and transactions, the BSP will promote the adoption of digital financial services. Simultaneously, it must focus on enhancing the cybersecurity and resilience of the financial system to protect against cyber. Next is primary six strategic focus of the World Bank. See the poorest country. The World Bank concentrates on reducing poverty and promoting sustainable growth in the poorest countries. In the case of the Philippines, it has made progress in reducing poverty, but addressing income inequality remains a challenge. Post-conflict and fragile states. The World Bank's efforts are directed towards adopting its approaches, policies, and instruments to support vulnerable and marginalized communities. In post-conflict and fragile states, these are areas often face unique challenges, and the World Bank's work on solutions to address them. Next is middle-income countries. So, the World Bank provides tailored services and financing to middle-income countries. This support includes financial products and knowledge services to help MIC in their development efforts, address reform challenges, and facilitate knowledge exchange. Next is global public goods. So the World Bank addresses regional and global issues that transcend national borders, such as climate change, infectious diseases, and trade. The bank plays a strategic role in providing global public goods to reduce poverty and promote development, and it works to enhance the provision of these goods. So next is the Arab world. So the focus is on fostering development and opportunities in the Arab world, recognizing the region's unique challenges and potential for growth. So last is knowledge and learning. Knowledge to support leveraging global knowledge to support development is crucial. The World Bank aims to tap into the best available knowledge worldwide to enhance its development efforts and learn from successful experience. These strategic focuses reflect the diverse and complex nature of global development challenges and the World Bank's role in addressing them through targeted action and initiatives across various regions and sectors.
Good evening, sir. I am Switzel Laurenti from Group 6, reporting about the World Bank focuses on 6 strategic areas known as the Twin Goals. These goals aim to reduce poverty and promote shared prosperity. Number 1, end extreme poverty. The World Bank aims to decrease the percentage of people living in extreme poverty globally. Number 2, promote shared prosperity. The goal is to foster income growth for the bottom 40% of the population in each country, promoting more exclusive economic development. Number 3, boost shared opportunities. This involves enhancing access to essential services such as education, healthcare, and clean water to ensure equal opportunities for all. Number 4, improves jobs and economic transformation. The World Bank works towards supporting job creation and sustainable economic growth, particularly in sectors that can drive long-term development. Number 5, address climate change and build resilience. Recognizing the impact of climate change, the World Bank aims to assist countries in adapting to and mitigating its effects, promoting environmentally sustainable development. And the last, number 6, strengthen governance and institutions. The focus on good governance involves promoting effective, accountable, and transparent institutions to enhance public service delivery and reduce corruption. That's all, sir. Thank you.